Kia ora, good afternoon, everybody, in my two physics classes. I'm just going to point up to here both my physics classes. A quick little update on the derived grade exams. They have been rescheduled. You might have got an email from Mrs. Gilbert Smith. They'll be rescheduled when we go into level 2. Now that is an unknown time factor, but that will change things. The consequence of that is that next week, starting on Monday, I will start teaching electromagnetism to the people I teach. Dr. Jull has changed things around a little bit differently for his crew, but that's okay. Then Thomas Powell has asked me to work through this tricky question from last year's mechanics exam, and I'm going to do that. I've made up a little PowerPoint with some stuff. Let's get busy. So I can't quite click along my next screen here. Here we go. Right, here we can. Don't forget, folks, that some homework is due tomorrow, and I'll probably be emailing your folks with that. I'm pretty flexible on the dates, but I would like them done before we go to the exams, please. Moving along here. There's the homework marking schedule, but that's all right. Here's the question 3B from Mechanics 2020. We've got a 30-metre long bridge here. Supports 26 metres apart. The bridge has got a total mass of 30 tonne, 30,000 kgs. Two requirements for an object to be in equilibrium. Well, this is the achieve level question. First of all the total forces add up to 0. Upwards forces equal the downwards forces. And then we have got, at the moment, torques add up to 0. In other words, the total clockwise forces add up to the total anti-clockwise forces. I wonder if I can get myself a little shiny pointer here. Yes, I can. There we go. So the total clockwise forces add up to the total anti-clockwise forces. Moving along. Now this is the harder one. This is a merit level question. The road is closed as the bridge is under repair. The support column at B, which is this end here, can supply a maximum force of 160,000 newtons. By finding torques about support A, using that as the pivot, find torques, calculate the furthest distance from support A that a 1600 kg mass, in other words, a car, could be placed before support B, that's this end here, becomes overloaded. Well, here's my thinking so far, and I broke it down into 11 steps. First of all, I decided that the self-weight of the bridge is symmetrically supported. Because of that, we can make it a lot simpler. It means half of the 30,000 kgs is supported at each end. That means the upwards force needed at either end is 1/2 of 30,000 kgs times 9.81 newtons per kg. I went for 9.81. That'll affect the answer a little bit, but not too much. Total of 147,150 newtons up on the piers at each end because of the weight of the bridge itself. Now the support at this end, at end B, can supply 160,000 newtons of upwards force. Now it can supply that much. It's using that much to support the bridge. So there's a little bit left over, 12,850 newtons. There it is there. And I've written it in there. We're now looking at only we can now neglect the weight of the bridge because we've looked at the part of the support that's holding up the car, and the car we've basically taken away everything else. It's all cleared away. Considering only that, well, the weight of it is 1600 kg times 9.81 newtons per kg, and I've put the answer up here. About 16,000 newtons. The clockwise talk about the left-hand end, using this as a pivot, clockwise, gives us this weight times this distance here, which is a torque, and that is clockwise. Anti-clockwise, the torque about this point is this upwards force times this distance, which is 26 meters. So that force times this distance gives us that number. Then for equilibrium, the two torques have to be equal. So we finish up with a little algebra question here. This number times this distance is equal to that. And we can solve that to give D is equal to 21.3 meters. And if I used G as 9.8, I would have got 21.6-ish, which is what the answer schedule has. I hope that's useful for you, fellas. I'm pleased I can be useful to you, and we'll be doing some more of this sort of thing as the clock ticks. Stay well, stay safe, follow all the rules, and if we all take care of each other, we'll all get back together sooner.